is my heartfelt apology to everyone who I met in this world, male and female, who I did wrong and said bad things to, hurtful things or damaging things. People who I said things about in the way of gossiping about them. People who I, however, damaged something regarding them based on something that I did, selfish. I apologize to each and every one of you. I'm not going to go into detail about what I did or said. I am not going to mention anyone's names who I did and or said bad things to. I just wanted to apologize to you. And you know who you are. You know who you are. You should. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out who you are. You don't have to be a rocket scientist to figure out who you are. And what I did or had something to do with happening that did not sit well with you. I apologize. There's a saying in the Bible, when I was a child, I did as a child does. But there's a time, or at least should be, when we grow up, when we get older, that there should be a time when we realize that those things we did were not right. Not right. There's a time when we should realize that our selfishness, however, is just not right. It's very unbecoming. I believe that it takes a mature person or someone who is maturing to look back on the wrong they've done in this world and apologize for it. The only way I can make amends at this time and I can't call it much of an amend, apologizing, but this is all I can do for now. If I could do more, I would do more. I'd do exactly what I believe needs to be done, and then some, to make up for the things I've done, the things I've said that were wrong. I'm very sorry for the things I've done. I'm not proud of anything that I've done wrong. To this day, I have had no one who's done me wrong, who said bad things about me or to me, or who did things indirectly or directly to me that were wrong, come up to me and apologize in any way, shape, or form. Not verbally, not through a letter, not through a text, not through an email. No way. No way, shape, or form has anyone apologized to me for anything. There are people who owe me money, who never paid me back. Even when they had money, the money to pay me back, they didn't even consider paying me back. They didn't even think about it. And if they did, well, how was I to know? Because they never said anything about it. You know, that's selfish, that's greedy. But then, that's okay. Because karma, God's justice sword, I call it. You call it whatever you want to. Many people call it karma. So I'll speak in the language that you understand more than anything. Karma, as you call it, God's justice sword, as I call it, will come down on you when you least expect it. It will knock on the door of your memory, and when you open it, as you are opening it, you will realize, when you see that symbolic fan there running full speed, and that container of crap on it, the same crap that you did, all the crap you did, tilted on to that fan. When you see your own stuff coming back to you, when the crap, your crap hits the fan, and your crap is on you, comes back on you, you'll see how it feels. And there will be no one there to help you. I can't keep on being selfish knowing what I know. Becoming more mature, I speak as I think, what my heart tells me to say, what my mind tells me to say. Wrong is wrong, right is right. Right is right, wrong is wrong. If you continue to do the things you do, you are only building up more vengeance on you, to come back on you or someone you love. It will hit home. It will, when it does come home, make you remember what you did, what you said that affected someone's life in an adverse way. People who play games, those same games, you will have games played on you. People who cheat, you will be cheated on when you least expect it. When you least expect somebody to play games on you. When you least expect these things, the things that you did. It may not be the exact same way that you did them, May not be the exact same lie you told or the exact same game you played. It may not be the exact same way that you stole something from someone else, but it will remind you of what you did when God's vengeance, karma, as many of you call what comes back to you bad or good, when it comes back to you, when God's goodness comes back to you, it will come back in such a way that it will make you remember how good you were to someone else. Good or bad, it will all come back to you. Nobody in this world has done anything, good or bad, that they will not see again. No one. You will see it, or it will come back to someone you love and remind you. It will be so close to home to you that it will remind you, good, bad, and indifferent. Oh, it's coming back. And see, the thing about this is, you don't expect it to come back. Because if you did expect it to come back, you wouldn't have done it in the first place, the bad stuff I'm talking about. This is a warning. Also, this talk. Consider it a warning. Everything you've done bad, everything you said bad, all your lies, all your games, all your cheating, all your evil ways, all the things you did to someone else, if you don't make amends now, before karma, as you call it, comes knocking on your door, the door of your memory, bringing with it something that will remind you of your own evil, something that will have in it your own medicine. It will remind you. It may not taste the same as what you put out there. I'll tell you what. You will drink bitter waters. Be careful what you dish out on the ever-turning table of life. I don't care who you do it to. Your parents, your cousins, your relatives rather, your friends, people you don't know, your spouse, your kids, your husband, your wife. It doesn't matter. Whatever you do is coming back to you in one way or another. You will remember what you did, the dirt you did. Even if something comes back to you that ends your life, I believe that before you die, before death closes your eyes, that you will see that you are being paid back for what you did to someone else that ended their life. You will see, somehow or another, karma in it. God's justice, God's vengeance in it. You will see it. There are some people who did my mother wrong. Including one of her own sons. I'm not going to go into detail about what he did. I don't have to. He knows what he did. Me going into detail about it will not make it better or worse for him. Well, it surely couldn't make it better. But it won't make it worse either. I mean, it will just be that people know how dirty he was doing what he did. Oh, and there was more than one thing, too. I'd love to go into detail about it. But you know what? Even if he doesn't know what he did, even if he doesn't know what he did, I'm going to put it like this. I believe he does know. Listen, it's like this, and this goes for everybody. If you know how to make a left turn in a car that you are driving, you make that left turn, or you make that right turn. You know how to slow down when other people in front of you are slowing down. You know how to back up in a car, in a vehicle, if you need to back up. You know how to go shopping for food. You know how to do many things in this life. You know how to do right. You know how to do wrong. You have free will. So, if you don't do right and choose to do wrong, well, hey, you have free will. If one person can do right, then you can do right. I mean, if everyone did wrong, this world would not even be here. Everyone would have been destroyed. We would have been gone. Thank goodness, thank the Most High that there are people in this life who do have sense. There are some people in this world, like my brother, who seem to not have any remorse whatsoever in what they do. It's all about self. All about self. They don't care who they step on, how it affects other people. You know, it does affect me. The things that I did in the past, I knew they were wrong. I knew what I was doing was wrong, or whoever I was with who did wrong, you know, to someone else, and I knew they were doing wrong, and I took some part in it. It was wrong. I knew it. I never forgot about it. I mean, it's not like I thought about it every second of every day, but somewhere in the back of my mind, it was always there. And like I said, I'm not calling mentioning any names of the people I did wrong or had something to do with them being done wrong. But you know who you are. If I don't get to make amends to you, that will completely fix or make up for what I did. I do want to apologize for what I did. I think this is a start. It's a step in the right direction. To you people out there who have no remorse whatsoever, who it's all about you. It's all about you. When you had the opportunity to pay someone back with the good that they did for you, when you had the opportunity to say, I'm sorry. I apologize. I apologize. Like I said, to this day, I have not gotten one apology from anyone about how they talked about me, about how they talked to me, about how they degraded me. I have not been paid back one penny of all the money that I gave out in loans. I have not. I've been promised. Oh, I'll pay you back. I'll pay you back. I've always heard that. I'll pay you back. I'll pay you back. Right. Lies. You know where lies originate from? You know where that self-pride originates from? To where you can't apologize, you don't feel like you need to apologize for the dirt that you did, for the dirty things you said, for the evil things that you did, for the selfish ways that you've been. You don't think you need to apologize for it any at all. Any at all. When a person is alive, that is the time to apologize to that person if you owe that person an apology. When a person is dead, you can never apologize to that person unless the Most High brings that person back to life and you back to life. When will you apologize? When will you make amends for the things that you've done? How could you be so selfish when you had money and you didn't think about the person who gave you money freely, who loaned you money, who came to your rescue when you needed that person? Lies. All lies. And let me tell you something, as I'm apologizing to the ones who I did wrong, I hope that you who owe me an apology, I hope that you who owe me money, I hope that something so bad happens in your life, that it makes you remember who was good to you, who was there for you, who gave to you when he didn't even have it to give. And you tell this person, oh, I love you, I'll call you. Lies. What is that? Something that's supposed to pacify me? Well, it doesn't. I hear that, or I see it in some statement to me, and I know it's a lie. Because of the lies before it, just like that. When this person is no longer here, remember it with your selfish, sorry, lying ass. Remember when you had money and you didn't even think about this person, paying this person back. No, it was all about your selfish, sorry asses. When you had money, it was about your selfish, sorry asses. But that's okay. That's okay. At least I'm making apologies to everyone who I did wrong. And in my apologies, in my heart, in my mind, I'm praying that those of you who did me wrong will remember it when karma comes and knocks on the door of your memory, however it does it. Maybe it'll do it when I'm laying up in my casket and you're looking at me and you remember how dirty your asses were. It's too late then to say, I'm sorry. Save it. And why would you even come to my funeral? Talking about paying last respects. You didn't respect me when I was here. That's why I'm saying I'm sorry to the ones who I did wrong, the ones who I hurt in one way or another by the things I did, the things I said. I don't have to call names. I don't have to call names of the people who did me wrong. You know who you are. The ones I did wrong, said wrong things to, did wrong things to. You know who you are. Everyone who's done dirt to me, everyone I did dirt to, I forgive you. The ones who did me wrong, said wrong things to me, talked about me behind my back and this and that. I forgive you. Yeah, that's why I still talk to you. You know who you are. If the shoe fits, hey. And you know who you are, hey. Well, it's the truth, isn't it? The truth hurts sometimes, doesn't it? Because it's the truth. I haven't forgotten about anything. I've just been waiting. But I'm waiting in vain. These people, these very people I'm talking about, I will never, and I know this for a fact, never get an apology from them. Not in any way, shape, or form. Not in text message, email, telephone call, letter, especially not in person. Because they don't feel they owe me one. Like I think I owe other people an apology. People I tried to do everything I could do, even though it took from me. But when they got money, oh, and there are times I know when they got money. I heard about it through the grapevine. And I'm like, really? Didn't try to pay back anybody. Didn't try, it was all about the selfish ass. You know who you are. Boy, I pray God comes, bring some, you're gonna need me again. You will need me again. That's karma, that's the way things work. You'll be so down and out, like something will happen in your life that you will need me again, you dirty ass. And when you do, let me tell you now, it's not happening. And you know why. You don't know what I needed. I may have needed something when you got your money and you didn't even think to pay me back. You didn't even think to go see, well, let's see if he needs anything. It didn't even matter whether I needed something or not. The whole point of the matter was that you owed me and you didn't try to pay me one dime, one penny, not a penny back for all the help I gave you. Not a penny. It was all about you, just like it's still all about you as I speak. You feel no remorse. But I'll tell you what the Bible says. Vengeance is mine, saith the Lord. I will repay. I will get even with them. Be not deceived, the Lord said. God is not mocked. That means you people thinking that he won't come after you with a vengeance that you will never forget. That you will never forget. God is not mocked. You will reap what you have sown. Every bit of it down to the plummet. You will reap what you have sown, just as I have reaped what I have sown. And even though I paid for it over and over and over and over again, when I least expected it to come back to me, God's vengeance. Oh, but it did. It did. When I least expected it. Even though I believe I paid for all of it, I still want to apologize, to put the icing on the cake. And if I can pay these people back that I owe, I will. At least I'm letting them know that I'm sorry for what I did. At least I'm letting them know. And I'm doing it this way so that if they happen to listen to this talk on my page, if they happen to check out my page, they will see this. So those of you who owe me, and you know you owe me an apology, you know you owe me money, you know you owe me. Keep being selfish. Keep being selfish and watch someone else be selfish toward you when you least expect it. And from who you least expect it from. Watch someone else be selfish toward you. And I wish I could be a fly on the wall when it happens to you, to see your face in anguish and disbelief the same way I was looking. When I didn't get paid back, when I didn't get an apology. Oh, it's coming back to you. I don't care who you are. You know who you are. I don't care who you are. How close I am to you or how far away I am from you. You know who you are. If you're listening to this, there is a reason you are listening to it. God has you listening to it for a reason. To let you know that if you don't make amends, you will be paid back. And no one will be there to help you. It will be too late. Once payback comes back to you, it's too late to say, I'm sorry. It's too late to pay this person back. It's too late now. It's your turn to be done wrong and to not get an apology for how you are or will be done wrong. It's your turn. Every one of you, including you who did my mother wrong, you know who you are. You know who you are. You know who you are. You know what you did. I'm not going to say which brother it was or which aunt or aunts it was because I don't have to. They know who they are. Just like the people who did me wrong know who they are. I don't have to call any names. It wouldn't make any sense to call any names. No, I'm not going to do that to protect the guilty, every one of them. I'm not going to call in the names of the people who I did wrong. They know who they are. If they don't, they should. I'm going to end this post, but end this talk, but there are two other talks I want to put with this that prompted this talk in the first place. I'm going to just put those talks with this, And they may go into detail about some of the things that I would not go into detail about in this talk, but I'm going to add them to this talk. I didn't want to do it because there were some throat clearings and stuff in there that I really didn't want to be in this. But you know what? I'm human. And if you're going to judge me, go ahead and judge me, because as you judge me, so will you be judged. One way or another, it will come back to you. Karma, whatever you call it, will come back to you. God's justice will come back to you. None of us are perfect. No, not one. We all fall short of God's glory, and it's time that we all start waking up and trying to do the best we can by our fellow man. It's time to take steps toward that goal, to be the best that we can be in this life. Why have a guilty heart, a guilty conscience, a guilty spirit, a guilty soul, guilty thoughts running through your mind? You know you did someone else wrong. You know you said things out of the way to someone else. You know who you owe. You know what you owe. You know all the lies you told to get what you wanted. Boy, and people like you, I'll tell you what, I hope God strikes your ass. I hope he strikes you hard, because you deserve it, you dirty mother. Let me shut up. It's 1:51 in the morning, and that's how mad I am. Because when I think about it, Jah, pay them back. Pay them back. I don't care how you do it. I don't care how you do it. And I hope they come asking me for anything. It's not happening. It's not happening. Let's see how it feels. Show them how it feels. When you need something and someone else has it, and they know they have it, and they won't give it to you. They won't help you at all. They don't even consider you. I hope you come back asking me for another dime. I'm going to show you how it feels when you don't have and I have, and I could do for you, but I don't, because you didn't do for me when I didn't have. And you didn't know I didn't have because you didn't even ask. You didn't even care to ask. I'm leaving it at that. Call it karma, call it whatever it is. It will be what it will be. You know who you are, all of you. To those of you I did wrong, said things wrong to, I apologize. Those of you who did me wrong, said derogatory things to me, no, you don't have to apologize. But you will remember. You will regret what you did, what you owed me, and didn't pay me back. You'll regret it. You'll come to regret it. You'll come to regret all the derogatory, nasty, untrue things you said about me and thought about me.